guys, so today I'm going to do a little bit different of a video. So I'm gonna start just kind of showing you my day, and then I will talk a little bit about things at the end. So it's gonna be a really busy day. I'm actually going, I have to be there in like 15 minutes, but I'm gonna be a little bit late. But I am gonna go help with the powerlifting competition that they're having at my gym. So they're having a competition with the powerlifters because they have a powerlifting class. It's not like like it's judged, but it's not gonna get them anywhere. That sounds really rude, but you know what I mean. It's just like a in-house competition. So I'm pretty excited. I'm so excited to see how much they can all lift. I do CrossFit, but we have weightlifting and we have powerlifting there, and I think we're gonna get some kettlebell stuff now too. So, and we have a sweat class. So I just do the CrossFit, but I am looking into the weightlifting and things like that too. So right now, well, I'm gonna make my breakfast. I thought it'd be interesting to show you. This is like my typical everyday breakfast. It's so easy to make. It takes 5 minutes, and if that, and it's got a lot of protein in it. I think it's roughly around 30 grams. I can post the actual macros for you at the end here. I'm gonna add some chocolate chips in today because it's Saturday, so I'm feeling crazy. And I'm wearing a crop top, which is like so out of my comfort zone. Like, I have a crop top sweater, but I usually wear something underneath. So I'm actually gonna work out after the powerlifting meet. So it's like very, very uncomfortable. But I'm pushing myself because I want to, because everybody deserves to love their body. So, and what I'm making is oatmeal. So typical oats. And then this protein is so good in oatmeal. It's maple syrup pancake, and it actually tastes just like the Quaker's branded like maple syrup oatmeal. And then this, my peanut butter, is all natural honey. The label came off because it was a little bit sticky and I just thought it was gross. And you're supposed to store it upside down in the fridge. And just normal Chippets and some blueberries. And that's gonna be my breakfast. Just 1 second. Sorry, so my dog was just barking outside, so I had to get her in the house. So what I do is I just put half a cup of oats, and I don't really measure my food all that much. I kind of know what I'm doing because I've been doing my counting calories for so long that I can see the amount and then know what I'm putting in. And I always do 1.5 scoops of the protein just because extra protein, and it doesn't taste any different really. And I'm making it in a Tupperware because my dishes are dirty. Told you I'm gonna be real. So, and then I also don't have a kettle. I used to, but it was in storage and I never got it out. Oh, little baby hairs. So I always just put some water in the microwave for 2 minutes. And I'm the type, like most, I think, it's more normal, is that doesn't like super runny oats. I think it's so gross. So I just put that in for 2 minutes. And then that's about the amount of chocolate chips. And then the blueberries. Throw some in there. And I don't do chocolate chips every day. I barely do them actually, just because it's a completely different taste and I don't really need it every day. So I just wanted it today just to be a little bit extra. And then the chocolate chips melt in there. So yeah, I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna go to my meet and then I will be back. So I'm just back really quick just to check in. So that was a super freaking long powerlifting meet. So it went for like 2.5 hours, which I don't care. Like, it was amazing. It was like really fun to watch. And I was the loader, so I was like loading the barbell and it took a lot out of me. It was like killing me. Luckily one of my gym members, or one of the other members, not mine, came and helped me, and if he didn't I probably would have died. So I'm about to go to the gym and actually get a workout in. I might record some of it, maybe not, we'll see. And once I get that workout in, I will be back and then we will talk a little bit about what I want to talk about, which I think today will be bodybuilding. So I am at 1:30. All I ate today was that oatmeal so far, and I'm now just gonna have a YoPro, which is like 15 grams of protein, because I'm not that hungry, but I know I should eat. Like, it's been a couple of hours and I'm a little hungry and I don't want to work out super hungry and carb depleted, because I want to make sure I can get a good workout in. And yeah, so I will check back probably in a couple hours. Not like that's gonna matter to you guys, but I will let you know when I'm back and what we're gonna talk about and what we're doing. So I hope you like this type of video. I thought it would be a little bit more fun than just watching me stand there and talk. And I do want to mention, I know this probably doesn't matter, but I do just want to mention, I'm not showing you what I'm eating so you copy me. I'm showing you what I'm eating just because I've had interest in showing people. Like, people asked me to show them. So I'm just letting you know just what a normal person eats, because it's a hard yes or no type situation. It's like it's not black and white. I'm very gray. Like, I eat very normally. I'm not on any diets or anything like that. I do try to make sure I get enough protein, but that's like the only thing. And obviously that I'm not eating like 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day, but obviously I don't do that because my body wouldn't even let me do that. So anyways, I will check back and maybe I'll record some video for you for my workout. I might do some cleans. I really want to get to 100 pounds. I don't know if I'm going to today, but that is why I am gonna have something to eat beforehand. Cool. Well, see you. And again, it's 1:30, so I'll let you know when I'm back. Okay, so this is where I'm going to give some information in my video. So what I want to talk about today is bodybuilding and how bodybuilding has affected me, and the way, basically just the truth about bodybuilding. And this is my truth. This isn't everybody's, so it could be different depending on the person. I'm one person. I can't read everyone's mind. I don't know how they feel about it. So like I said in my first video, I probably mentioned it in the second, I did 3 bikini competitions, and doing those were not good for me. So they could definitely be good for some people. I don't know. There's people that I see that can compete every like 3 months and they seem to be super happy, and maybe that is a possibility, but unfortunately it was not and is not for me. So when I competed, I was pretty young, and it was basically at the point in my eating disorder where it was starting to come back out. And the first time I competed was actually not that bad. It wasn't like good and I would never want to do it again, but it was fine. Like, I didn't own a scale to track my food. I owned a scale to weigh myself, but I didn't own a food scale. I didn't own measuring cups, really. Like, I probably had them, but I never used them. And I basically just ate what I thought was normal for a bodybuilder and worked out. And because it was my first year, it was a lot easier to lose weight and gain muscle, which is a great thing to go through. And at first you think that it's always going to be like that, because the first year you work out, that's what you do, is your body just completely changes. I'm so sorry about my hair. Oh my god, it's just these little baby hairs hiding in there. But anyways, so the first year you're working out is when your body changes the most, and you feel like on top of the world. Like it's ridiculous how exciting it gets, because you're doing things that you never thought you could do. And then the second and third show was when, I'm sorry, my dog might bark because she's sitting here and the neighbors are outside, and she goes crazy every single time, even though she knows that they exist. So if you hear a bark, I'm sorry. But anyways, so the second show was a lot worse, and then the third show was even worse. And then when I started prepping for my fourth show, I was like, this is not sustainable. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I need to stop. So the first show, I just basically ate what I kind of wanted. Like, I was eating cereal and things like that. I cut out dairy. I think I cut out cheese, just like little things like that. And I was eating rice and oatmeal and chicken and broccoli, and the cereal was like high protein cereal and things like that. So just the typical, you Google it and it's like the main bodybuilding diet. But I wasn't tracking, and that was a good thing for me. So the not tracking part was the part that made it not so obsessive. And then after that, and actually when I first competed, I don't think I ever drank coffee, which is insane, because I didn't start drinking coffee until I was like 22 or 23. So it's only been 4 to 5 years that I've actually drank coffee. And I did drink pre-workout. So sorry, I'm getting jumbled here. So first one, I ate whatever I want, basically, just like tracking wise, but wasn't foods that were very enjoyable to me. Very plain, no condiments, things like that. So it was very boring. And that was when I first started to feel like I had to punish my body to get to a certain place and feel worthy. So I did my first show, and the thing with a bodybuilding competition is when you're there, you're on a high. Like, you feel like you're the best thing in the world, which sounds so bad, but you feel like, oh, I did all this work and people are here to see me, and I shouldn't say you, but that's how I felt, and all these people are here to see me, and this is like the best feeling in the world. And then I went on stage, and it is embarrassing how bad my posing was. I watched my video after, and I was like, what is wrong with me? My back was like this, and like I had this weird thing that I thought you had to like push your abs out and like curve yourself to like make them come out. Like, it was just bad, but it was fun. The day of the bodybuilding competition, when I got to eat whatever I wanted that day, was the best. And then staying in a hotel and things like that were fun. I love doing that. So the first show, I actually, when I stopped, after my first show, I continued to diet because I still wasn't where I wanted to be. I just wanted to do the show to see what it was about. So I continued to diet all through. It was probably like a year that I was in a diet or deficit. And then after that, I did my second show. So I signed up for my second one, which I think was within like 8 months of the first one. And the second one, I was like, I'm determined to get #1. Like, it didn't happen. But anyways, I was determined to get #1. I hired a coach, and the first coach was kind of, he was fine. He wasn't specific to bodybuilding. I don't think he's ever competed. He just gave me like a general meal plan and like told me recipes and things to eat, and like I wasn't miserable. It was fine. And then it wasn't working fast enough, so then I hired another coach, and that this time I was with somebody who was competing with me, like as in my boyfriend was competing with me. And we hired this coach, and it was a girl and a guy. They were together, and it was terrible. They were so bad. So I don't even care saying this. Like, if they ever see this video, I hope they can see this, because I'm sorry, they should not be coaches, and I don't think they are anymore. But they definitely had insecurities on themselves, and then they just threw that on their clients. So if I wasn't losing 2 pounds a week, then they would just freak out at me and tell me I was cheating on my diet constantly. And I was not cheating on my diet. Like, I have medical OCD. Like, I am OCD, and I see a diet, I'm following it to a T. Especially at that point, I was very black and white. So it was like, I was perfect. I shouldn't say perfect, but I was definitely trying to be perfect. So these coaches were not very good. I actually told them about my eating disorder, and they basically laughed at me and said that I was ridiculous and that I should just keep going, and that's not a big deal. And then they told me up until probably, like, I don't remember, it was like 4 weeks or 6 weeks out, that I would be eating all these delicious foods, and they got me like hooked on them, like got me in. And they basically gave every client the same meal plan, and everybody's body is different. So they gave me and my boyfriend at the time the same meal plan. They just cut out some of the calories for me. So basically I ate like half of what he was eating. And then whenever I said it wasn't working, they wouldn't change it. They were like blaming me. And they actually had one of my coworkers, because they knew her, they had her watch what I was eating and then tell them what I was eating. So one time I was eating the wrong sauce, and it was like too many calories. Frank's, so I don't know what kind, it's like Frank's Indian something, I don't know. And they were like, you shouldn't be eating that Indian sauce, it's gonna make you fat. And I was like, what are you talking about? I never told you I was eating this. And she was like, yes, you did. And I was like, no, I didn't. What are you going on about? And I found out it was because my coworker was telling her. Anyways, it was insane, just drama. And that was just a miserable competition. So basically at 16 weeks out, she changed my diet to protein and vegetables and nothing else. Like, I can't even remember what my breakfast was. I think it was a shake, like a protein shake. And it was miserable. I'm sorry, my dog's getting into my coffee. So I did that competition, got the same amount of, or same call out, 3rd call outs, woo, and got told how bad I was at everything, and just basically reinforced that I wasn't fit for this, and it was just terrible. And my 3rd competition was basically the same thing. So it was me hating my body, and because I rebounded and gained 30 pounds from the 2nd competition, my 3rd one, I was just doing it to lose that weight again. Like, it was just a cycle of gaining the weight and losing it, gaining it and losing it. And I just thought, like, if I wasn't competing, I didn't have the goal to lose the weight. So basically, in a nutshell, what bikini competitions consist of were working out for 3 hours a day. Not even kidding. So I would do 2 hours of cardio, and I would do about an hour of weights. And I would always try to do the cardio first, because I just couldn't deal with it at the end of the weights. But you're supposed to do weights first and then cardio second, because weights are supposed to eat up all your carbs and like use that up, and then the cardio is supposed to burn the fat. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not gonna say what I think of any of that, because I'm not here to start any arguments. But so it consists of working out for 3 hours a day. Typically that means going in the morning and going at night. So if you work a 9 to 5, you have to go at 6 in the morning, do your workout, get showered, go to work, and then when you're off at 5, you would go home, make food, meal prep for like 2 hours, and then go to the gym for another hour and a half. And then that was your day. So, and it was 7 days a week, no breaks. at all. Like your breaks or days off were, this is for me, I'm sorry, I'm not saying this for everything, but for me, my breaks were active rest days, which meant to do 2 hours of cardio. And I was told to download movies so that I was able to watch movies on my phone while I was doing cardio, because that's literally how long my cardio took, was an entire movie and some. And on top of that, the weights were just useless. I was doing nothing. I wasn't gaining any strength. I was so weak. Like, I would be able to shoulder press, I think it was 15 pounds when I first started at the gym, and I was still doing 15 pounds 3 years in, because it didn't matter. Like, it didn't matter for me. Like, they told me that just keep losing weight. Just keep losing weight. Doesn't matter what you can do. The strength part didn't matter. And I was so exhausted. I actually have hypothyroidism that I got because of this. And I also had to get my gallbladder removed. That, I think, was right before I started the gym. So I'm not going to say that's because of the gym, but that was definitely because of the anorexia. And the fat burners, oh my God. So in a day, I was taking pre-workout in my morning and then BCAAs during my workout. I would put BCAAs in a 4-liter jug of water, and that's what I would drink all day. Sometimes I would drink upwards to 8 liters of water for prep. I'll do a whole video on prep, because, not prep week. Yeah, peak week. I'll do an entire video on peak week. But, so 4 liters of water. So my BCAAs were in that. I was taking creatine. I was taking caffeine pills. I was doing pre-workout again at night, plus doing fat burners. Like, it's not healthy in any way. The way I was doing it anyways. It wasn't sustainable. I'm pretty sure, I was never diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I had adrenal fatigue, because on top of that, I was also drinking 2 coffees a day at this point. So think of all that caffeine. 2 coffees, pre-workout twice, fat burners. Like, it was just nuts. And then I would go to bed at 10 o'clock at night just so I could wake up at like 7 in the morning and do it all over again. So that was my experience with bodybuilding. But like I said, that's just mine. I don't know if everyone else's is that miserable, but it was terrible. And on top of that, I only had abs for like maybe the last month. So if you think it's worth it to do that, I mean, go for it. But I think there's a certain type of body that is built for bodybuilding, and most normal people are gonna have to kill themselves basically to do it. I just want to put that out there because I'm not gonna fake it. So hopefully that can help somebody who's thinking about it, or at least to know the truth. Thanks. Okay, so it's 3:30 now. My dog, she's in the video with me. She's obviously super excited. See her. Anyways, so what I wanted to talk about was bodybuilding. So I was a bikini competitor, like I said in my first video, and I just wanted to give my babies, I just wanted to give